So said, we got we got Angie on the show today. She's got Super J Cup stories to tell. We'll also talk AEW because it's Saturday morning and this is what we do. Yeah, it's time for us to mark out Mania. Yeah, Saturday morning's time for mark out Mania. Yeah, and she's here with us. Mark out Mania. Yeah, so it's time for us all to mark out Mania. Yeah.
Oh man!
Aww.
was good.
I kept shaking my.
Is I compel him to leave.
Oh, sorry. I kept shaking my face to try to do the Eddie Vedder thing.
That was good job, good job.
You didn't sing along with enough. You didn't sing along with enough. Depeche Mode back in the 80s. Otherwise, you'd be able to master the.
Oh man. Yeah. So is that a request for Depeche Mode next week?
Absolutely.
Hey! Welcome everyone to the Mark Out Mania.
Yeah, baby.
We'd like to welcome our very special guest this week. We've got Angie.
Yay.
Hola, Angie. Welcome.
Hola, good morning.
What's up, Ange? How the hell are you?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Good. Angie's
Good.
not
Alive
just,
and kicking.
Our mutual and friend and everything. She's also attended great New Japan events.
Yep.
The Women of Wrestling events, and Angie, you went to some Lucha Underground tapings too, right?
Yes, I went to 2 tapings.
Yeah, so she's been all over, California, and been there representing and supporting people.
Oh, hey.
We actually will hold the fact that you're a Dodger fan against you, okay? So it's all
good. Come on.
You always do.
Real quick shout out. We got YYH in the chat room, and we got Lewis in the chat room.
What's up, Lewis? What's going on?
Luis has been a long time Lucha Underground believer as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's been one of my mutuals for years.
Hola, YY.
Awesome. Double Y, double H.
So
yeah.
So it's been a busy summer for wrestling in general, but absolutely the number one thing of from the last week or so was the Super J Cup tournament that New Japan put on. Came to North America, came to Seattle and San Francisco, and Angie's neck of the woods came to
Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned this to Pedro that actually Liger produced the last 2 shows.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, that's cool.
So that was a special treat.
He's already transitioning into backstage stuff. That's kind of hot. He's ready for his next career.
Yep.
So
that's good.
So the first round had the Will Ospreay and Amazing Red match, which I heard that was great. Of course, none of this is on New Japan World yet, but it will be in a couple of weeks, I hear. But Will Ospreay said that one of the guys that inspired him to become a wrestler was Amazing Red, and that he just had to wrestle him before Amazing Red retired. So they had that match. Show beat Taiji Ishimori. TJP, formerly with World Wrestling Entertainment, beat Clark Connors. Clark Connor's one of the guys from the LA Dojo. El Phantasmo beat Robbie Eagles. Taguchi beat Jonathan Gresham. Yobi went down to Dragon Lee. Caristico beat Bushi. Sabanero Jr. beat Rocky Romero. That was all first round action. And it's pretty interesting. They had the CML guys all in the one half of the tournament.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So then, then the semifinals, Angie, that you got to see, right? You got to see
the finals. I saw the finals.
Oh, was that?
The finals was the Long Beach show. The last show, the show that I went to was the finals.
But they didn't have Ospreay versus Phantasmo.
Yes, that all started. That was like the second match.
Okay, and Dragon Lee and Caristico
was the first match, and that match I actually missed. Like I had to see it on the jumbotron because the merch line was ridiculous. It was like ridiculous, and it was like on the second level, so I can see it on the jumbotron. But people were like snaking around because you couldn't block the doors, the emergency doors, so they had them like snaking around. I'm like, people move out of the way, I can't see the screen. And by then I was too invested. I was like, I'm staying in this line. I'm not moving. So
and
finally,
you picked up some good merch too.
Yes. And then finally, so I got there, and when I go to New Japan, I never sit where I'm supposed to because it's not, because I'm really short, and if people are bigger than me in front of me, I'm not going to. But that's such a good arena that you can basically somewhat kind of see from every angle. So basically, I stood on the top, towards the top of to see the actual ring and the entrances, and that gives you a bird's eye view of when they're coming in and entering and leaving the ring, because you see things you don't normally see.
Nice,
cool. That's kind of cool. I like that.
And that was at the Walter Pyramid place, right?
Yes. And I'm sad that it didn't sell out, because I'm kind of sad about that, because I'm thinking, hey, if they notice it doesn't sign out, maybe they'll sell out. Maybe they'll look for other venues. But you would never know it because the crowd was so into it. The crowd was incredible.
It was a good sized crowd, Ange?
It was a good sized crowd. There were empty seats. Like I said, it didn't sell out. There were empty seats, but it was, for the crowd that it was a good, loud, into it crowd.
It says it's a 4,000 seat arena.
Mm-hmm.
How did they not sell that out? That's weird.
Well, the first, I don't know, but I know there were still seats available. And where I was sitting, I was on the bleachers towards the top, and so I could look down, and I was basically by myself.
Wow, look at that.
So
look at that. You could have got a ticket.
Yeah.
And they did mention that they're actually coming back to California in November, on, I believe, November 9th, but it's in San Jose, California, and people started booing. So it's like, okay, because it's not here. So you just hear all these
San
boos.
Jose.
God, dude.
Oh my God.
You damn California fans are so fucking spoiled.
We are.
I know, right? I know. Thank you, Zeus. Thank you.
No, I will totally agree. We have Dodger baseball. That's for
okay, easy.
No.
But no, in terms of wrestling, we are.
Fans.
Because we do have the independent. There's bar wrestling that has either shows in LA or they're in Baldwin Park. Both are both are, totally doable. Brian Cage is there a lot. And then we have, it's a lot. We got WOW, the TV tapings. We had Lucha Underground. New Japan comes here. WWE comes here. Staples.
You are spoiled. Look at you. You get everything over there. What the hell?
I totally agree. And I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, of course, but I mean,
Yeah.
I went to a New Japan show without any Japanese wrestlers. Okay, so
Oh, I did
Yeah, I
too.
remember that.
I went to, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for Visa. Yes, I totally, yes. I went too. And
it was a
actually
great
at that show, yeah, it was. And at that show, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins actually went, and he was like standing next to me, but I got so gun shy that I couldn't like move.
You should have suplexed him.
Because he was looking, because he wanted an overview of the ring, so they were showing him the overview of the ring before they moved him to the VIP. And he was like literally right next to me. And I'm like, oh.
So he's scouting places for NWA.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Which would, yeah.
Luis was saying that there's an MLW show next week in Dallas. That sounds cool. All right.
So you didn't get to see the Will Ospreay Phantasmo match?
That I did. I saw that one because by then I got my merchandise and I was seated, and that's when I knew, oh, this is going to be good. Could I like give spoilers or?
Yes.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yes,
Okay.
full spoilers.
Look,
So-
it's James's dumbass fault that he missed the and he knew you were coming. So yes, absolutely, any and all spoilers. Secret.
Yeah, it's my bad. I was supposed to watch it yesterday, but I got busy. I was supposed to catch up yesterday, but I got busy and it was brutal.
There's been nothing to watch, James, online. So.
Oh yeah, nothing online. No,
Yeah.
It's
No.
hasn't been released in any form yet, anywhere.
No.
New Japan don't have it yet, right?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, so give full spoilers, Angie.
Okay, so basically, the Will Ospreay El Phantasmo match is when I knew it was going to be a really, really good card. Because basically, Bone Soldier came out and interfered and got El Phantasmo the ring. So when he was doing his whole like, the crowd's like going, you're just like booing the shit out of him. They're just like giving him all this heat. And then you see something come flying out of the crowd and like basically barely missed him. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. This is going to be good. So that's when you kind of knew. Bullet Club took a lot of heat that night. They took a lot of heat. And
I did hear that.
They're the only heels. They're basically the only heels that are heels, like true heels. LIJ are very fan favorite, even though they have that kind of like villainous vibe to them. Suzuki-gun, which I love, wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, they didn't have anybody in the tournament.
Yeah, so they were not, there. So it was like Bullet Club, and they took it. They took a lot. Jay White he got things. He got like a cup of ice tossed at him.
Wow.
Like when he was coming back, because he actually tried to come out for the finals match with El Phantasmo and Dragon Lee. He tried to be ringside. Red Shoes tossed him out. He was walking back, and I posted that picture on Instagram where he was trying to like appeal to Red Shoes. And
He's
so
the
when he
wrong motherfucker, because that Red Shoes is a dick.
He was,
He's got it in for Jay.
And so he went back and he was walking back, and then you just see like this ice come hurling at him, and he saw who did it, and he was like coming like back them, like right towards them, and he said something to them, but it was like nuts. It was, but El Phantasmo took the heat. Like he was it. He was it by the end. He was the
El Phantasmo.
He's Beef's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I can see why now, because I didn't watch him a lot. I know I didn't. I haven't seen a lot of matches with him, but watching him live and the way he controlled that crowd and the way he handled it was just like, oh yeah, you are something else. Because there was a point when the Super J little statue that Liger was trying to give him is like this little like gold statue that he kicked. Like he kicked it towards the audience, and the crowd was just like whatever. But he wanted the jacket, because it's like this really gold lame jacket that says Super J on the back, and he wanted that, and he wanted Liger to, and Liger is supposed to put it on him, and Liger just like gave him the like fuck you symbol, and he went walking out. So he was just like, and then he gave like the speech at the end about LA crowd. He said, I thought the LA crowd was bad, but you Long Beach crowd. He was just, and then he like insulted like half the like room. He was like, he said something pretty, like, I don't want to say it, but he said something pretty much about experience and the crowd there in terms of, you know what I mean? Like they're.
Oh, he's going for cheap heat.
Yeah, he was going, and he was just like, they were just booing him. People were like tossing things, but he was just, wow. And the match was incredible. The last match was just like, I don't know how they were standing after that. It was just incredible. There was a point when Dragon Lee got onto the announcer's table in front of Liger, where Liger was sitting because he came out to do the announce, you know, to talk on the mic, you know, whatever.
Commentate.
Commentate. That's the word. So he was commentating. So he came out. So there's the announcer's table. Phantasmo flipped Dragon Lee on top of the announcer's table from the top of the ring, where the ring side is, jumped on top of Dragon Lee, wiped out the table, cracked his head open.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
It was incredible. It was just, this was a match where my hands were literally on my face most of the time because I could not believe they were getting up for every count. It was just incredible.
Wow.
That sounds hot.
It was an incredible match, and I give it to both of them because it was a point where they were in the middle of the ring slapping the hell out of each other. Dragon Lee took the blood that was pouring from Phantasmo's face and licked it. It was just like so much. It was just.
You don't see that shit anymore. I love it.
It was
you don't even see that anymore.
Incredible match.
I have to say, the licking blood thing happens quite a bit in like Mexico and stuff. So.
Oh yeah,
really?
Because Mexico, they still like Mexico is very, very still very much not violent, but they're still very much old school.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever watch like any lucha show, it can be CML.
Oh, you're gonna get blood.
AAA, it can be an independent show from Mexico.
Yeah, I know somebody's ripping with the crowd. I know that.
No, but I mean the crowds. The way the crowds there, it's like little kids to super old people, and it's like the reactions are insane. So I mean,
oh, totally. Yeah,
it's
you're
like
going
a total
to see it.
Old school kind of thing. Yeah.
And actually, AAA is coming out in October to the Forum in LA. And
really,
yeah, I think there's still seats available. I'm trying to
That's a big venue. That's a big venue to fill.
I'm really trying. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to get tickets, but that's besides the point. Yeah, but no, it's totally in lucha. It's totally still happening.
Yeah.
In other promotions, I don't know if it's that much, except for independent shows.
Yeah.
But it was just a great show all the way around.
Oh,
it was.
What happened post match? You said something happened with El Phantasmo and a fan.
Oh, okay, so Al Phantasmo's walking back. It's like the end of the show, and there was so he's walking back to the ring. Not to the ring, but he's walking backstage. So he's walking backstage. It's kind of the end of the show. Will Ospreay just gave this speech about how the Bullet Club isn't the Bullet Club anymore. They used to stand for something, and yeah. So Bone Soldier and El Phantasmo acted like they were going to step back into the ring to fight them because Robbie Eagles came out to help Will Ospreay after he got pummeled by them. So he came out to help them. So Robbie Eagles is in there with him, and Will Ospreay was going on his speech, and they pretended like they were going to get back into the ring, and they didn't. They walked away, Bone Soldier and El Phantasmo. So they're walking back to the backstage when this woman pushed him, literally pushed him, and
pushed
at that
Phantasmo?
Yes.
Whoa.
And so the security is right there. And so when she pushed him, he spat at her.
Oh man.
Bubba Ray style.
And by that point, like, so that's when security really stepped in, because he went walking back towards her. When after he spat at her, he said something, and then he went walking towards her. And then at that point, that's when security really came in. And her boyfriend was further away from her. And at that point, they had just either security told them to leave, or they just decided to leave, because at that point it was the end of the show. And that's when they just went walking off. But she like told him something right back, and it was crazy. It was just
people are crazy.
insane.
What's wrong with people, man? I mean, they're gonna get the shit kicked out of them one day.
Yeah.
I mean, people are crazy.
And and it was interesting because the guy who checked, because Jay White saw exactly who threw the ice at him. So he knew it. He's seen it, but he was more. But I guess he was. Like, he obviously was not fine with it, but he was obviously like, okay, like, whatever. He told him something, but he was more interested in
He handled it well.
Yes,
right.
He did. And he was more interested in getting the wrist, to tape off his wrist, because he was like just unwinding it and winding it. And it didn't. And so, but going back into the show, when he faced Naito, he said, okay, that's his next, that's the next belt he's going after is Naito's. But at the point, he kind of like looked at the belt like he had to remember what the belt was. Like, it was just like he had to like slight pause, and he goes, he looked, Intercontinental belt.
Nice.
But it was all Bullet Club. They just handled it. They really did. I mean, I'm not a Bullet Club fan at all. I haven't. I'm not. But they just took it. They handled it. I love Jay White. I do. I absolutely love him. I think he's one of the best around. I don't think Kenta should have been Bullet Club. He wasn't there. I would have loved to have seen him. He wasn't there.
Oh, that would have been hot if he was there.
I never seen him as Bullet Club. I always thought he was like Suzuki-gun. I always seen him with them. I've never. But
I think that was a brilliant move to put him in the Bullet Club. I thought the whole heel turn was brilliant.
I think he's Suzuki-gun. I would have loved to have seen him in Suzuki-gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good, but the way they pulled off that heel turn, that was awesome.
Oh, Shibata.
Man. Shibata came in and just kicked the shit out of Kenta.
But then he got the kick. Then he got it, and I'm like, can he even do that? Because I'm pretty sure he's on a really serious.
I mean, like, actually, we were discussing it last week, right, Zeus? Where like he looked like he could move pretty well. I mean, I don't know if he can actually wrestle him like a real match, but he looked like he was moving around pretty well. But who knows?
But he didn't really do anything, where he had to take any kind of bumps on his neck.
True.
Yeah.
True.
That's the scary.
Yeah.
Well, do you think that I mean, he could wrestle like a modified match where but I don't think he wants to do that anyway, because if he wants to go in ring, he probably wants to do his thing, Don't have any restrictions on him or anything, So.
Well, like I said, like I've been hearing, he's still, a good three years away from returning.
Wow. That's a long time. That's a long time.
That was the prognosis. Now, great athletes have been known to do amazing things, and sports medicine has never been better than it is in 2019. So
that is true.
Who knows? Who knows? It just depends on on everything. Plus, I mean, they're being cautious with Takahashi. So.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be cautious with Shibata. So.
Oh, absolutely.
I think New Japan is probably and I don't know it's because of the wrestling style, but they are the most where I see the most neck damage, the most nerve damage, because they're always like twiddling their fingers, always trying to get filling back into their extremities, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, because they're always dropping people on each other's heads. I mean, they're always dropping somebody on the head. That's common practice in New Japan.
Yeah, they could do with a few more flying body presses and a little bit less of the you know,
Yeah.
back suplex on the apron.
Yeah.
And, you know,
exactly.
And every match between Ibushi and Naito is going to be
Oh
like,
God,
Oh,
they
that's
need to like
savage.
stop putting them together.
Scary,
They just need
yeah.
stop it. Just stop it. You know,
Yeah.
because they just scare me. I love Naito, and I would hate for him to get, you know, to the point where he can't wrestle anymore because I love him, and it's just like, don't put them together anymore, please. No more matches.
Yeah. I mean,
no
if
mas,
you-
no mas.
No mas, no mas.
I'm a big fan of All Japan Pro Wrestling, especially the 1990s, that big run in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But if there's a one terrible consequence from that whole run from the 90s of All Japan Pro Wrestling was the escalation of like head drops. And it kind of proliferated into like every promotion you can think of over time. But I feel like the real escalation comes there from that promotion in the 90s, especially towards the end of the 90s into like 2000. It's just like insane head drops. And you see, everyone knows what happened with Masawa. And everyone knows, you know, in Noah, they even took the head drop things further because then they're like, let's do more off the apron and shit. Let's do, you know, and all this junk. So yeah, it's the word. It's a bad thing. There's too many head drops in wrestling in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, it just gotta, you know, you don't want it to be you know, a death. You know, I mean, look what happened with I mean, just the impacts in general. Because I mean, you know, as Osprey's Hidden Blade that put out, you know, Golden Star for a month.
Yeah.
Ibushi.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Sometimes it's really hard to watch. Sometimes you know that their head is just too close to that mat when they're dropping, and you're kind of like wincing and hoping because it's just, you know, everybody has their shoulders taped up, their necks taped up,
Yeah, I'm surprised how Juice is still walking around after that match with Moxley.
I'm
Moxley beat the
actually,
shit out of him.
and actually, I have to give it to Juice because he had a match with Carl Fredericks, who I believe is a young lion. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And
He
totally,
is a young lion from LA.
Yeah, from the LA dojo, and he totally worked him over. He just totally like put him on top. It was of course Juice won, but he gave him his spot. He worked with him totally, and it was a good match. It was classic Juice. It wasn't anything spectacular, but Carl Fredericks did have that chance to shine, and he really made a point of putting him over, even though Juice won. And it was a good, solid Juice match. But I applaud
Juice
the fact
is
that
awesome.
I've grown to really like Juice. Ever since I saw him live at that Ring of Honor show in Lakeland, I've really grown to like him, you know? I'm like, holy shit, this guy can go.
The same, James, that when I saw the Juice at Ring of Honor in January in Houston, it was like, I mean, I was like, whoa, he's got so much charisma and he does all this stuff, and he just comes off so much better, and then you just...
And
his outfits suck.
Yeah, I agree. But he's very genuine, and you get that impression, and it comes off.
Yeah.
And he's very, he was at the match. He had to close the match where none of the Japanese wrestlers could come over because of the visa issues. Yeah. And he was very gracious about it. He was just apologetic. He was gracious. And this match just showed that he's a true caliber person, wrestler, where he's willing to like, okay, I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to put him over. I'm going to still win, but I'm going to put him over, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's what you do. You got to, established talent has got to make the young talent, look good.
Exactly.
Chance to shine. That's, it's just the way it is because people get older and then they retire, they leave. It's
or there's some people who get older and don't want to leave and like are clutching to their spot.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Those guys too.
Oh man, I forgot to use banners. I've got banners like, so you got AngieMania.
AngieMania.
I like the way that sounds.
AngieMania.
I was supposed to use this one earlier. I forgot. I apologize.
AngieMania is running wild in South Central.
Right.
I'm sure we got Luis is saying that he's surprised luchadors don't get injured as much. I think a lot of those guys are wrestling in pain and
No,
I'll tell you what they do in Mexico. Bean and I joke about this all the time. They get out that spray. So as long as they get the spray.
Oh my God.
And I think too, they don't do as much head moves as much as high flying moves. So, it's very choreographed, much more than I think.
Anywhere
else.
Yeah.
But the falls are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of the leaps and things. Sometimes I'm just like, they must just their hips and sides and legs and things must be. I'm sure their body pain is probably a lot more evenly distributed because we don't see pile drivers, or power bombs, much of any of that. I mean, hell, almost all they do in damn AAA is punch and kick.
Yeah. Oh, Zeus.
Yeah.
Blade is on Sci-Fi, Juice.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
Hey, before we go off topic anymore, I just want to say on El Fantasmo, I've seen him. I've seen some of his stuff from England. I've seen him in a few other things. I have to say he is really, really good. I know like Meef and
Meef is
and
cringing
others.
right now.
Yeah, I know. I apologize. I apologize to Meef.
But I know right about now.
I know a lot of people or some people have a thing against him because his name, because it's too close to El Hijo del Fantasma. It's too close to Fantasma name and all that stuff. But because he could have chosen a bunch of names to use, he didn't have to choose Phantasmo. But he has a lot of charisma. He's got a ton of charisma. I've seen him do like comedy style and mix it in with the other stuff, and he can just do so many things. He's excellent with the hill stuff, and he can. I mean, he's good.
I was impressed. Like I said, I haven't seen him that much, so I was pretty impressed. I have to say. Sorry, Meef, but I have to say.
Poor Beef. Why they keep
Meef,
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
We apologize, Meef. We want you back on the show one day, so please.
We
we
definitely
apologize.
But
and you can be sure that ELP and Ishimori will be repping Bullet Club in the Junior Tag League in December too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is Rocky Romero like semi-retired or what's the deal? Because he was actually in the 8-man match, and he was actually like really. It was a fun match. It was the funny match. It was not the match to take seriously, but he was actually really good. Is he semi-retired or what is the deal?
I think he is, but like at that PWX show, he wrestled this dude. What was that dude's name? Harlem something or other. That weird.
Yeah, you did tell us about that guy. Yeah.
But it was like a 20-minute match that Rocky did, and it was a really good, solid, classic, match. And yeah, he's still really
he can
good.
Go. Yeah, he can go. He was always good in the ring. I mean, he could go. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know what kind of body is shape. Like his shape his body's in. Because like he could be beat up. Who knows? But he can go, man. I mean, he's always been good.
I mean, he's been around for a while now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a funny, cute, funny match. Show and Yo got booed because they were like doing
brutal,
shoulder hits on the Liger's team, and they were getting booed. But they were like oddly fine with it, and I kind of like saw a future heel turn maybe if they like grew up a little bit more, like because they look so young. I don't know how young they are, but they look young. But Rocky Romero was in it. He was just like, and there was a point where one of them came flying at him, and he just like swerved his body, and the guy went flying out of the ring. He was doing the Eddie shimmy. It was just like a really fun match.
He's really good. I mean,
That's hot. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I think Rocky kind of gets. I think he kind of gets overlooked for the amazing career he's had. I mean, he's just. He just never had a. He just never had a big speaking role in an American promotion. That's the only thing that's, really separates him from guys that with the same, experience and success level, I think.
Oh, we have a question for Angie.
Is that why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Zack Sabre Jr. your most fave?
Oh my God!
Why? Don't make me commit.
Oh.
Look at James is dying. James is dying.
It's unbelievable.
James is like, we had Dodgers on the graphic, and now
I'm making an official complaint. I'm going to our HR department. I'm going to our HR department. I'm going to go to Human Resources with this. I was highly offended by this week's Markout Mania graphic. You had a diamond logo. You had Zack Sabre Jr. I looked at it and said, what the hell is this? It's over my face. Got fucking Gumby staring right back at me. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm disgusted.
I loved it. I couldn't fit all of it into my Instagram post. I posted on Instagram, and I couldn't fit all of the graphics in it. That was my only
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I loved it.
You have to tap the that button before you post it. It's like two arrows in that kind of form a square.
Yeah.
It's inside a circle. You tap that and it zooms out closer to the original.
Oh, okay. I'm
with you, Luis. Yeah, Luis, I'm with you. I love to hate Zack Sabre Jr. His name is Gumby, Luis, okay? Gumby, okay?
No,
that's what you gotta call him.
It's Gumby. Not Luis. Don't listen to him.
Luis says Rocky is a booker and handles a lot of the stuff for the overseas shows.
Oh,
that's good. Yeah, he's good. That's good.
So is he so basically he's semi-retired, or
he's probably transitioning?
Even though he's still book, I mean, I'm sure he's a booker, but in the ring, is it semi-retired?
Well, he could be transitioning, like Zeus said.
He hasn't done anything much full time. No, he was in the Best of Super Junior.
Yes, he was. Yeah. He was. Yeah.
So I think he's slowly. I think he's he's kind of like Taguchi. I think he's slowly transitioning out of being active, but still good enough to to be able to go and take that overseas booking when he can, because I mean we got that great PWX show, we got that great tag match with Sho and Yo, and Rocky had his own match. So I mean that's actually really good. Plus I'm sure he gets a little sure he gets more money having his own match on a card than just being with Sho and Yo, unless he was doing it like a 6-man. But but yeah,
disgusting.
I just want to answer something real fast. YYH, the reason Zack Sabre Jr. was on the graphic was because his relation to Angie in relation to this show, because
I know. I take a lot of heat for being exactly. I take a lot of heat. Zach, if you're listening, I take a lot of heat for you. Just saying.
Listen, Angie, nobody cares what James thinks. Yeah? About fucking Yankees. Nobody likes Yankees. Nobody likes Yankees, okay?
Also, on that specific picture, he's like in, he's got the flag, of course, but it's like there's red, white, blue, so it's like Dodgers colors. So I just It's for AngieMania, James.
AngieMania.
Exactly.
I will mark off for AngieMania. That's why I didn't say anything. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, you sound so marked out.
Yeah.
No, it's like Gumby, like, oh, more people.
That's that's like James getting a free meet and greet for Enzo and Cass at WrestleCade.
Oh no, Zeus, we're gonna totally avoid them. You know that, right?
No,
I don't want to go anywhere near them. I swear to God, because I would lose it. I would lose my shit.
Well, okay, but now that they've come up, okay, there is a rumor. Let's deal with this. Let's get this out of the way real fast. There's a rumor that Enzo and Cass are heading back to the WWE to be top of the card on NXT.
NXT, yeah.
If
now,
they do, oh God.
Now, counterpoint has been Meltzer said that Vince says that's a no-go.
Oh, thank God. Hopefully. Please.
So
I mean, it's bad enough that NXT is going to get ruined by going on USA, okay? Because it's going to take away from the very nature of the show itself. But if you're going to put these two clowns on TV again, I will never watch another NXT show. I will never go to another NXT show. I would forbid NXT. I would put it in my Lex Luger rack. Okay?
Oh my God, your Lex Luger rack?
Yeah, he would hang up there with Luger, okay? Because it's not happening. I mean, you don't want enough is enough. It was fine when it popped, and then Enzo got too big for his bridges, and Kaz is a fucking idiot. Okay, no more. No, that's it. They're yesterday's news. They're passé. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them on my TV.
I mean, not to mention they almost ruined the damn. You know
you can change the channel, right? If they ever came on, you can just change the channel.
That's what I mean. I will not watch NXT. I won't watch it ever. I don't need to see Enzo and Cass in 4K. No, thank you. I don't need to see them. I no. They almost ruined it. Yeah, Zeus. Yeah, you're almost right, Zeus. They almost ruined that show in MSG. I mean, what the hell are they doing there anyway? They're stupid.
Hey.
Stupid.
Yeah, between them and the beautiful people and being introduced to me, that like killed all my interest in Ring of Honor. Like, fuck.
Do you know what?
Like
Zeus is gonna have to hold me back at WrestleCade because I'm gonna go up to Enzo and bitch slap him.
Luis, yes. From what we understand, NXT will be 2 hours to go head to head versus AEW.
AEW, yeah, brutal. They're gonna ruin that show.
Wait, so AEW, so their show's going to be 2 hours?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That was one of my questions too.
AEW is going every Wednesday live on TNT from 8 to 10, and now on the USA Network, you're going to have NXT going 8 to 10 live every Wednesday from Full Sail University here in Florida.
Wow.
So, I heard that
I
Fox.
I haven't watched WWE in like forever, in a while.
Yeah. Neither have
The last thing I was following was, I tried to watch it, and it was right there. It was about 3 years ago with Jericho and Kevin Owens when that thing fell apart. That's
yeah.
And I think
just made the list.
I think he left shortly after that too.
You know,
is this Starcade coming over to you?
Clash of Champions.
Is Starcade coming to you? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Angie, what were you saying?
Champions.
What were you trying to say, Angie?
I was just gonna mention, like, with Jericho, like with the whole AEW, like, I'm so over him. I'm like, so I don't know. I don't think he's needed there.
You don't want him with the belt, Angie?
No, I don't.
Oh
I want Adam Page.
You want Adam Page?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's the future.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the future.
Junior now, Adam Page.
The future. Yes. He's in.
Somebody put up a graphic of the career accomplishments of of Jericho and Adam.
I'm not saying like
side by
he's not.
side.
Like, I'm just saying, I'm more than willing to give Jericho all the kudos in the world for everything that he's done. I know I know it. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's like the flotation device that you think the kids still need, but they don't need it. They can swim on their own.
That's hot.
I think if you're trying to establish a championship, I mean, you get someone like a Chris Jericho. You don't put it on someone that.
If you're
a lot of people aren't even crazy about his work.
But the thing is that if you're starting a new promotion, start a new promotion.
Right.
I get what you're saying, Angie. I do get what you're saying, but Adam Page is not the guy to start it with. He's not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
he's not.
He's
not.
And the thing is, Jericho's going to put him over eventually.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I don't get that I don't think
now. Let me say something super fast. To me, the logical booking is Jericho would win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that is going to happen because the AEW booking so far has been the elite and their close friends go over.
Right.
So I think Page will probably go over. I don't think it's the right move to do, but I think it's what they will do.
Okay.
Plus, like, Jericho's version of putting somebody over is not exactly putting them over. And I give it to him because he makes them work for him, but at the same time, he kicks their ass. It's not.
I remember when he put Fandango over, and everybody was going crazy. How can you put Fandango over? And he did. He put him over at WrestleMania.
Like, I'm still pissed at him for the Naito match because he just totally like kicked his ass, and like it was not a pretty thing. It was not. It got to the realm where you're thinking, is it personal? That's how bad it was.
Oh, when he beat Naito for the Intercontinental title?
Yes.
That was a beatdown.
It was.
Yeah, that was a beatdown.
That was to the point where it was like, is this personal or is it, And even though he used the same formula with Okada, it was still like, shit, that's called putting a person over? It was, I don't know. I just think he's.
We are officially into AEW All Out talk now.
YYHH is talking about my boys. Remember the season?
Yes.
The buy-in.
The show opens with the buy-in, the pre-show. Yeah, Angelico and Jack Evans versus Private Party.
I need somebody to record that for me because I'll be at Great Expectations tonight.
It'll be on YouTube, won't it?
The buy-in will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. The buy-in's always on YouTube.
That was actually more of my segue to saying, I'm.
That was a plug.
Wrestling tonight, so.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go. So where will you be, Zeus?
I will be at the home of WrestleCade, the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it is AML, America's Most Loved Wrestling's Great Expectations card. Funny you mentioned the beautiful people. They're supposed to be there hosting the event, sort of.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them.
You like beautiful people. Zack Sabre Jr. What's wrong with you, Angie?
Thunder Rosa will be in action tonight. She's
wow.
Oh,
yes.
Good thing, yeah.
Thunder Rosa against the tall and very odd Chris Statlander. Colby Carino gets his shot at the AML title against ECW original CW Anderson.
CW Anderson, yeah. Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah,
that should be a good match.
There's going to be the big 4-way tag team title match with the Gymnasty Boys and the Heat Seekers and the Geordie Bulldogs. I can't remember the other team. Oh, the Dawson Brothers. And I saw that at the anniversary show. They had that same match, and it was really good. I mean, I've never seen a 4-way tag match come off that well.
That's good stuff, man.
So yeah, and there's a lot of matches. There's
Where's our boy George South?
he'll be with the Dawson brothers. But,
Okay, cool.
There's gonna be a lot of great talent. It's like four women's matches. It's a big deal. AML is trying to start a women's division, is what I'm hearing. So that's a exciting, positive thing. You know, they're bringing Kiera Hogan is going to be there.
Cool.
So
it was like a big show, Zeus.
Yeah. And I'll be second row.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Good job, brother. Good job. Angie, I got a question for you. How are the tapings at WoW? Is it a good show to see live? Is it pretty good? Is it decent? Is it like sucky?
No, it's a good show, I think. And this season, I think now that they got season 1 under their belt, it's only going to get better because now they know, what they can push and what they can't push. And I think it's only going to get better. I hope it extends. I hope it gets a wider audience. Access put it before New Japan, so it's a whole they call it Saturday Smash, where they have, and it has Tessa. You can't miss with Tessa. She's like one of the best.
Yes.
Yeah, because the shows on TV, actually Pedro and I was getting into this for one time, where the main events are only 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this?
On TV, on TV,
Yeah,
they're just tiny. You'd have longer matches on the undercard, and then your main event's 3 minutes, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's something that has to be. Yeah, that's something that has to be totally worked on. Some of the wrestlers are not as strong as, and not experienced, but just not as good as.
Yeah, Freedom needs to go down to the Performance Center.
True story, Angie. This is a true story. Some of the wrestlers are actually stunt people.
That makes sense.
Yes, some of them are some of them were like stunt people who were so WoW's been around for a while. Like the Access show was the first season of it on Access, but it's had seasons in the past on syndication.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of them got into it years ago, and they were just stunt people, and they were like, "Hey, you do stunts, you can do wrestling, right?" So that's how some of them got involved in this.
That actually makes sense. That actually makes sense. And I don't know if it's now because Jeannie Buss has taken over, who's the Laker owner or co-owner. So I don't know if that has anything to do with why it's on Access now and has been on Access, but I enjoyed the first. Go ahead.
Were they long
No,
tapings? Did they film how many episodes did they film at the tapings?
You know what? It's that because the last time I went, I can't even remember. It wasn't that long. I think it was maybe 2 hours or 2 hours. So it wasn't that long, I think, if I remember correctly, because it was a while ago.
How long were the Lucha Underground tapings you went to?
The Lucha Underground tapings were actually a little bit longer. They were, I think, 3 hours. It was about 3 hours. Yeah. One of them was 3 hours. The last one I went to, they actually cut it short, where Melissa Santos was standing in the ring, and then she got some message in her ear, and then she was like, "Okay, thank you, good night." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Brutal.
But,
hey, Zeus.
Yeah.
Hey, Zeus. I think we should start a new hashtag. Put the AML belt back on George South. How about we do that?
Why the hell do we want to do that?
Why the hell not? Why not?
He had it really long time.
Yeah, I know. He did have it for a long time. I was shocked he had it that long.
He had it for 10 months, 9-10 months.
Yeah, it was almost a year, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love George South.
Last WrestleCade weekend.
How about George South had a good run, but what about that AEW All Out? The worst segue ever. I just wanted to,
George
Yes.
South could show up in AEW tonight. He could show
that
up
would be
in
something.
AEW. He could interject
Okay, am I
himself
the
into the main event.
Uh,
George South could be the next AEW champion.
Well,
that'd be kind of hot. That's a new hashtag. George South, the AEW champ.
So let me ask you guys a question, only because I'm kind of curious. Do you think CM Punk's going to show up tonight?
no.
Not.
No,
I
don't
can't
think so.
stand him, so I'm fine. I can't stand him, so I'm good. But I just wondered.
To be completely honest, it wouldn't surprise me if he did, but I don't think he would. And frankly, I'm not that interested anymore. I'm just not.
It's not, to me, it's not a matter of, do I want him or not want him to appear, or do people want him to appear or not want him to appear? Of course, I'm sure if they could get CM Punk, they would get CM Punk, and they would be over the moon to get CM Punk. But the feeling I get is he is just through with wrestling. He just is over it. He's just completely over it. And after the stuff he went through, I mean, I would probably be, just be like, I'm ready to do other shit. So,
Well, yeah. Well, I don't like him anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just wondering,
Well, let's run down the card real fast. I got it in front of me.
Yeah.
So first we get to the buy-in, the pre-show, where
why?
Double H will be going nuts.
And Helico and Jack Evans take on Private Party. Any thoughts on this match?
Private Party sounds like a bad porn name, but go ahead.
If Angelico and Evans don't win this match, I'm gonna be really pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a good chance they will not win the match.
They got to start going over it sometime. I mean,
they are making they're pushing Private Party a lot on their web shows and on their social media. And if you watched that thing last night, you saw lots of clips of Private Party here and there.
That was actually a well-produced show. That was actually a very well-produced show. I was impressed with that show last night.
But you saw half-second clips of and only 2 or so of Angelico and Jack Evans. Angelico didn't even show his face on that thing. You saw his back twice. And when you have I told YYH this last night, when you have a face like Angelico and they don't show it on TV.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
But
that's just, they're just jealous.
But more importantly, Private Party is taking on the Young Bucks in the first round of the tag team tournament.
Well, we all know who's winning that.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, if you go through what little shows AEW has done so far, when they set someone up to face the Elite, they often like to give them a token win to give them some accreditation before they lose to the Elite. So if you follow that kind of booking that they've done in these 3 or so shows, you can kind of do the math where it might go. But Private Party are really young, right? They're both really young guys.
Yeah, they're not older guys. No,
so
they got plenty of time.
Maybe they're there to put over both teams. So who knows?
That's a possibility. But
the tag team tournament hadn't even started yet.
No, it'll start on the.
They still need people to look strong for that.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that's one match on the buy-in. The other match on the buy-in is the 21-woman casino battle royale. I don't know who's all in there.
I hope Awesome Kong is there. I love her.
I'm just picturing one big clusterfuck. That's all I'm seeing.
Evil East is there.
That should be interesting.
That's right.
To see.
You're right.
That should be interesting to see.
Evil East is back.
Oh my God.
Will it be a one-off? Will she get signed?
I hope.
We'll see.
I hope she gets signed. I do. She's one of the solid, but she's so
in ring. Evil East is awesome in ring. Out of the ring, there are issues.
What? What issues?
She has a lot of issues with a lot of with the whole thing with contracts and authority, and she badmouths, and she. I mean, come on, man.
She's the reason that Jack Evans left Lucha Underground.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go work for a company,
that.
come on, man. I'm not gonna bitch
I
about
forgot
after
about
you
that.
just signed.
Forgive me. Forgive me, why I forgot.
Don't,
In ring, she's
to
amazing.
Ask forgiveness for that. Who?
No.
I mean, how do we know Jack wasn't just saying that for?
Who knows? Who?
Because
who
he
actually
could
really knows
said,
what
"Hey, I'm
happened.
leaving." But I mean,
that's true.
And
That's
they
true.
had to pry it out of him because basically he's like, "Look, I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm not putting up with this crap. This is ridiculous. I don't need to hear this kind of crap from somebody else that in the locker room." And and people had to pry it out of him. And he finally said it. So and I never heard anybody dispute it either.
No.
I mean, that was a big deal for a couple of days, and nobody ever said no. She's not like that. Nobody ever said that shit.
Well, yeah, she seems to have a lot of personality clashes with people, but yeah, she's in the casino battle royal, and then you get to the main show. You've got
I hope they're no librarians.
I imagine Leva Bates will probably be in that battle royal. I have to imagine, but on the main show you've got SoCal Uncensored versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt.
Yeah, Jesus.
Is Luchasaurus signed with Next? Is that what's happening?
Do what?
Luchasaurus, did he sign with Next, or what is that, Next, or whatever that WWE?
No,
NXT?
He's with AEW.
He's all in.
Yeah, he's with AEW. Yeah.
He's with AEW.
No, because I'm asking because Bar Wrestling is having his farewell match, so I guess he's.
I think a lot of the AEW talent are doing farewells on the indies because when the show starts in October,
the TV show.
Oh,
a lot of them will no longer be doing indies. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you for clarifying.
Yep.
Let's see. You've got Riho versus Hikaru Shida. You got
Marco Stunt would have a real hard time with either one of those two, but you're putting him in there, against SCU, and it's like really.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, he gets tagged in. That's it. It's over. It's 2 moves and he's done.
I like SCU too.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about Marco Stunt.
He's not a
I want to watch what I say, so maybe I'll say stuff off the air. But
why? He's not listening.
Well, I know, right?
Just idiot. I just don't want to get in any trouble. But yeah, you got Riho versus Hikaru Shida. You got a Joshi match there. You've got a 3-way. They're calling it the Cracker Barrel Clash between Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc.
Why?
All dramatic. Why?
You've got they hyped this match so much last night on that TNT special that I think this was the most hyped match on that TNT special. Cody versus Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard in Sean Spears' corner. And
yeah.
Tully Blanchard can still cut a promo, man. He was cutting promos yesterday. I loved it.
Tully Blanchard's one of the
run
best.
in and hit Cody with the spine buster, and Spears is gonna win.
That'd be kind of hot.
Tully even has an Instagram page now. Instagram.
Oh wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know this.
I know either. I gotta find his ass.
Yeah, I
love Tully. He's awesome, man.
He's great.
He's awesome. He's cutting promo yesterday. That was hot.
Yeah, that if TNT had a preview to the All Out last night, and
it was a good show. It was actually well produced. Yeah.
If the meat of the show was all content from their On the Road to All Out web shows on YouTube, so if you missed it, you could probably just binge watch those like web shows, and you'll get like basically all this stuff. But they remixed everything in a really good way, really good 1 hour package. But so that match should be good, I guess. And then you've got Escalera. Oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Escalera de la Muerte. It's a ladder match between Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks.
I don't know. I don't know. The Lucha Bros are going to drop to the Young Bucks again.
Oh
Like,
my god!
Again? I mean, how many times are we going to have this?
They've jobbed to the Young Bucks every time they faced on AEW, and then people will say, "Oh, well, but they got their wins back on AAA," and it's like, but it doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. So.
Yeah, it's not, and it has to be switched. It has to be switched up at some point because you can't be that predictable.
Oh yeah, YYH is bringing this up. That thing from last night is on YouTube via something called ITV, so you can watch that thing from last night if you missed it on YouTube. Let's see. So yeah, you got the ladder match: Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks. Oh, you've got Best Friends versus the Dark Order for
the Dork. You said it right.
The winner receives the first round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament. Any thoughts on that match?
Zeus said it all.
You've got Kenny Omega versus Pac, which is interesting because
that should be very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Supposedly, the rumor is this was originally supposed to be the match for the title. This was the match they wanted to decide the first champion was Pac versus Kenny Omega.
Really?
Yeah, I'd heard that too.
Yes, the rumor is that they wanted so Pac was going to beat Adam Page at Double or Nothing, and then Kenny Omega was going to beat Chris Jericho, and then Pac and Omega were going to meet at All Out to determine the first champion. But then they learned that Pac would not job as long as he held the Dragon Gate belt, and so they held off on having Pac involved until he dropped the belt. So, that's the rumor. Who knows?
The legality.
It should be interesting. It should be interesting seeing him in the ring again. You know. You work for Kenny Omega.
Then the main event we've already discussed: Adam Page versus Chris Jericho. Winner is the first AEW World Champion.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, Adam Page is like. He's like Magnum TA had a cruiserweight baby.
Yeah, I see that. I know that's a good point, actually.
I mean,
that's a good point.
Because he's a little stuck on himself. Let's be honest. He thinks he's a little bit better than he really is.
He's not that he's bad. He's okay. He's good, but he just doesn't have. I mean, well, at least to me, he just doesn't have it yet. You know.
I see the points. I see the points that you're making. I'm just saying.
He was good in New Japan.
I just don't. I'm just over Jericho. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
That's fine, Ange. That's cool.
And like I said, I think the way AEW books stuff, I think they will have Page win the belt.
But
I don't think it's the right move, but I think they will.
Page? That would
have been an ass kicker right there.
Yeah.
It's a shame he got injured.
Moxley is just. I mean, since leaving WWE, it's just like he's been reborn. I mean,
totally.
I mean, you can search back. And you can find me saying all kinds of times over the last year of the few times that I did watch WWE and saw Dean Ambrose wrestling that I called him lazy and disinterested. And that's exactly what he was. I mean, he really was. And he was just, he's just biding his time to get the hell out.
Yeah. And the thing is,
well, you know who set the model for all of this? You know who set the model for all of this, right?
Well, Jericho.
Ever since Cody, Jericho, but ever since Cody Rhodes left.
Yeah.
He made it seem like you could really make it big on the indies, really make it big. And,
no, he made it seem like there is a world outside the WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Exactly.
And actually, that you brought up Moxley, his protege was in a show, and he actually had a really good put. Like the one that's been coming out with him. I forgot his name.
Shota, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He actually got really good audience, a really, really, really good audience response.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Umino has become very popular, especially since teaming with Moxley.
Yeah, totally. He just totally got. Yeah.
I mean, Moxley's just like, it's like, no, I like you, kid. Come on, and
here, carry my belt.
Right. Carry the belt. Help me out. You got to fetch my beer. It's like, don't worry, kid. It's just, yeah. I mean, it is really just a, it's just been so entertaining.
I got to get me a psychic because somebody can fetch my beer. That's kind of hot.
I don't remember what episode it was, but do y'all remember we did like an episode about overrated wrestlers?
I'm sure. Yeah. Was that the one where I was ripping on Tom Zink the whole time?
I think that was it, Zeus. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah.
I had doing the graphic for that.
I had Seth Rollins. I had Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose on the cover.
Dean Ambrose, yeah, that's right.
And James asked me why they were on the cover, and I said I found Seth Rollins boring, and Dean Ambrose, I said he had the character stuff down, but his in-ring was like just shit. It was so bad. His in-ring was awful to me. And so, you're saying, since he left, he's just like this different person. And it's so true. Like his in-ring is so good compared to when he was in the WWE. Like, it's like, this is the same guy. Like it seems impossible.
That was the best thing that ever happened to him. Best thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it the right way.
And it really was, I mean, like he said, it was, the whole, it's 1,000 cuts, and it's, they hit that I'm sure the thing that if he had any doubt in his mind, when they asked him to make fun of Roman's cancer, I'm sure that's when he was like, yep, I went from 99 to 3,000%. I'm fucking gone.
That's it. Yeah.
YYH was asking if any of us are going to buy All Out. I'm not buying it. I'm only watching the pre-show. That's all I'm watching, probably. If I hear
Zero's my hero.
Is Zero on?
That happened. No.
Oh, that's how much money he's going to spend on it.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. Thank you, Zeus. No.
Yeah, I'm not.
I paid for the
not
first
buying
one,
it.
and that's it.
I'm not buying it. So
no.
I mean, I'm going.
You'll be
going
at an actual wrestling event
tonight.
So there you go, Zeus. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hear,
there'll be highlight. There'll be legal highlight videos and things and some stuff. They'll put themselves on the internet.
If I hear good stuff about something, I'll try to track it down. But I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not going out of my way.
It doesn't sound like a 4-hour show. I mean, isn't it supposed to be like a 4-hour show?
Oh, God.
It is?
I think
know
so.
what?
How much is it on pay-per-view, actually? How much is it on pay-per-view? I'm just curious. I'm going to look up right now.
It's probably $50.
Yeah, probably $50.
I am not paying $50 for that shit. I paid it for the first one. That's it.
We've talked about this on this show before. I think a problem AEW has is with the match length. They're like, everything's got to be epic, and it's like it's got to be huge, and it's like not every match has to be like, say like the Lucha Bros and Young Bucks. If you're basically just gonna do a nonstop spot fest, it doesn't have to be 30 fucking minutes. It can just be like under 20 minutes.
4 hours, brutal.
Jesus.
How much is it? It's not
Madre
$49.99, $50. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. No, thank you. I'll pass. Ain't happening. Nope.
Yeah, that plus fees and everything else. So.
Yeah, that's not happening. No.
Newsflash from AML. Velvet Sky is not going to be able to make it.
Oh, guys. That's my sincere.
And but
Angelina
Drake
Love will be there though.
Drake Maverick's wife is going to be there.
Oh,
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Renee Michelle.
Yeah. She's gonna be there. Actually wrestling or just making an appearance?
No, I think she's the one wrestling Kara Hogan.
Oh, that's hot. Okay.
I didn't even know she was a wrestler. I honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know
She's
that.
had some.
I saw she was on this card.
She's had some stuff done. She had a few dark matches on NXT, and a few matches here and there, like on the low, quietly. But yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. She's gonna wrestle. No Velvet Sky. Boo. Please, beautiful people.
Just
oh my God.
just the Angelina Love person.
Oh.
Hey, I like Angelina Love.
I just said person. That's not an insult.
Angie, how come you like everybody we don't?
Oh,
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Zeus and Pedro,
okay.
he's speaking for you guys.
I don't like beautiful people. I hell don't like Zack Sabre Jr. Okay.
I love
Anybody
Zack
else?
Sabre Jr.
Yes,
Why?
we know,
I love
Angie.
Zack Sabre. I'm.
You got a poster
hanging out
on your
for
bedroom
a while.
wall. Yes, I know. Yeah.
But
Well, actually,
didn't we?
he's my screen cover on my phone. But go ahead.
Wow. Didn't we just?
my God.
Didn't we just praise Zack Sabre Jr. on the last episode?
Yeah, we did. I'm just busting Andy's chops. I give credit where credit's due. Like Zack Sabre Jr. is excellent in the ring. I can't stand how he talks or cut promo, but he's excellent in the ring, and he's finally learning how to sell. Although I will never forgive him for not selling for Ishii at Wrestle Kingdom. That's just me. How do you not sell for Ishii? I'm sorry.
Well. Anyone got any other like little news bits or things to throw out there before we take off?
Lucha Libre Ice Cream and Churros has a giant churro milkshake thing now.
What?
Yeah, apparently they got a milkshake that comes in a mason jar glass, and they take a churro and they bend it over and stick the two ends. Yeah, they stick the two ends into the milkshake, so you can dip the churro into your milkshake and eat it.
That sounds delicious.
Shit.
Oh my
God, sounds delicious.
We're gonna be drinking milkshakes in November. Yes,
that's right.
That sounds awesome. I better double up on my white minutes after that.
Besides all the amazing stuff at WrestleCade, a trip to Lucha Libre Ice Cream is like a reason.
See, and you say, Zeus, that I'm spoiled. I think not. I think you might be.
Yeah, you can't talk a lot, dude. North Carolina gets a lot of good shit.
Once again, me, the gringo, the big white dude, is the most knowledgeable Lucha Libre patron and or employee of the entire establishment in the entire city.
That's hot.
Period.
That's hot.
Which is a shame, with the name Lucha Libre in the name.
Yeah. We'll be drinking milkshakes in November. That's kind of hot. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good. I'm going to double up on my heart medicine for that one.
Oh, my God. So Zeus is Barry going to be there this year?
Is what?
Is Barry Windham going to be there this year?
It's quite possible because he wasn't there last year. So he very well could be. He seems to like to come every other year, which is probably really good. That way, it just works out better for the people who want to see him. He doesn't become a wallpaper. So, but we'll they is another 3 months. They announce people up until the very last week. So, if you need an autograph photo, let me know.
All right, I definitely will.
Barry Windham, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to Stan Hansen and Double A.
Oh yeah, Stan Hansen, Double A.
I want to spit on Bubba Ray.
Muda. I mean, I can't believe Muda's coming. I'm just,
Wow.
That's the crown jewel right there. I mean, that's it. I mean, his line is going to be ridiculous, as it should be, because he's a fucking god.
He's a legend.
That's all it is. Yeah, he's a god. He's the great Buddha.
Yeah, and Dudley's, Tommy Dreamer, Raven. We're actually getting more ECW people this coming year than we did last year, and they had a retrospective last year.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that. Good.
I think Sandman's coming back again. Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love Jerry Lynn. He's awesome.
I love Jerry Lynn.
He was super nice last year.
There you go, Pedro.
Oh, I hear Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great recap episode. If you missed
amazing. You guys got me. I marked out hard, like real hard. I marked out like I was like, oh shit.
So I'm sure if Sandman is there this year, I'm sure he's gonna crash the Battle Royal again. And
that'd be awesome. I want to mark out hard, man. I want to mark out. You don't know. If I see him in the ring now, that will bring back to 25 years of memory from all the old ECW shows I used to go to back in the day. That would just bring everything back.
You have to have a beer. This time.
I know. I gotta have my cup filled this time.
We're gonna have to get you some cups of beer.
Yeah.
Even if we gotta put a lid on one so you don't drink it.
I gotta give him a beer, Zeus. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man, you're right. I gotta atone for my mistake.
Another little tidbit I saw. Taya said that Johnny is got a couple of movie projects right now.
Oh wow!
So,
that's cool. Cool.
So she said that when he's done with that stuff, that's when he's going to decide, where he's gonna be at next wrestling wise. And he and Taya are going to be at WrestleCade too. So
that's cool.
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool. That's cool. I like to see them. I like to see them. I want to give the finger to Bubba Ray. I definitely want to give the finger to Bubba Ray.
Oh my goodness.
Bubba Ray,
he's gonna pull you aside, James. He's gonna be like,
tell you to be a fan.
Yeah,
right? Let me tell you something. I'm not paying money for I am not paying money for someone who I once had a free conversation with. Okay, no, that's not happening. No, fuck out of here. $120 and kiss my ass.
Oh my god. Hey, Angie, I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
For sharing this.
Yeah, Angie, thank you so much. That was an awesome recap of the Super J, man. Awesome recap of the Super J from Long Beach. Thank you so much, Angie.
Thank you.
And you definitely got to come back and do it up again with us,
Definitely.
Yeah, that was good times. Good times.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad I finally got to be on the show.
Yeah, just no more Dodger fucking and Zack Sabre Jr. cards.
Oh my god. All right.
Pedro.
I want to thank Luis and YYH in the chat room.
Luis,
YYH. I haven't seen you in a while, bud.
And anyone listening, later or whatever, thank you. And we'll see y'all next week or whenever, God willing. And adios.
Later.